Hello, my name is Milind, and this is the second video journal entry regarding my placement in the Fitness and Health Promotion Department as a teaching assistant. In this entry, I will talk about what my expectations for the workplace were and whether the reality fell behind, matched, or exceeded my expectations. I will also identify and discuss a few soft and hard goals that are important to me, how I plan on achieving them, and what the criteria is to measure my success in achieving them. The first thing that I'm going to discuss is what impressions I had of the workplace beforehand and what I expected my role to entail and my responsibilities to be. To answer the first portion, I had the impression that the lab would be exactly as it was when I attended it for class, as I have attended 3 semesters of classes in that lab and I'm quite familiar with the setting. I didn't expect it to be too different from what I'm used to. I have seen a lot of classes happen there as well, beside my own. So I was not going to be surprised in any way. With regards to the role itself, I expected it to be a more of an assistant role where I would just help the teacher out, the professor out with their job. And I expected my responsibilities to be helping them get material, handing out material to the students, making sure that they're clear, and if they have any smaller doubts, I can help answer them before redirecting them to the professor himself in order to reduce their load. Maybe help with smaller tasks, more like menial tasks that the professor would not have time to do. That's what I expected it to be. And honestly, my expectations were matched to an extent. I did have more responsibilities than I expected. I did have to teach an entire class, which was a 2 hour slot, which was a much larger responsibility than I expected. I was never expecting to teach an entire class with minimal assistance while the professor is doing like just uh, standing on the sidelines and helping with whatever I need. So I was not very aware of that. And the next thing was I was expected to help with slides and help with modification of a lot of course material. And I was not expecting this either. I was not prepared for that. One of the main things that did match was assisting the professor during the classes. That happened exactly as I imagined, with simple things like providing them the material, providing the students the material. Like in case they needed weights, I would set the weights out. If they required any foam rollers, bring them out. If they needed a demonstration on any techniques, any exercises, I would do that unprompted. These are things that I was very well prepared for beforehand. With regards to the clarification of doubts and explanation and basically reducing the workload of the professor themselves, I did assist a little bit, but the students still did not feel comfortable enough with me so far that they would trust my opinion wholly. So they did still feel the requirement to go to the professor and clarify doubts. Can't blame them for that. It's still early on, but that's all right. The next thing that I'm going to be discussing are the soft and hard skill goals that I will be setting. With regards to the soft skill goals, the first thing that I do definitely want to focus on is time management. And this goal is very important to me as time management will be imperative in managing my paying job, which will be for 20 hours a week, as well as my placement, which can be considered as an internship and will take in a big chunk of my week's time, along with the other subjects that I have to do alongside both of these jobs in order to succeed. So the main metric that I would use to measure my time management would simply be my assignments in all the subjects as well as work. Mainly because if I'm lagging behind at work, if I'm not able to make it in time, if I'm not able to work the days that I'm supposed to, or if I'm not able to submit assignments in time, I will know that I'm lagging behind. So anytime that happens, I know that my time management is going down. And with regards to the criteria for success, as I mentioned, that would be it. As long as all of those things are in order, I know that I am already doing fine. I'm able to manage my time with all with this extra load of placement, and procuring information for the professor and all the responsibilities of the placement are not hindering the time that I'm allotting to either work or my other education. The next soft skill goal that I would like to set is about punctuality. Punctuality is an issue that I've had for a significant amount of time in my past, but considering how this is a highly professional setting and with regards to time management, the punctuality will definitely thread in and be a fabric together. So I need to ensure that I am punctual to everything. Again, making sure that I'm reaching work on time, making sure that I'm reaching all my classes on time after work, and making sure that I'm on time for the placement itself, as it'll reflect badly on me if I arrive late for the placement, especially because this is with my professor, and it'll reduce our rapport as well. So I need to make sure that that is something that I am focusing on. Uh, with regards to the success criteria, again, ensuring that I don't face any problems in any of my other aspects along with the placement itself is the first step. If I do have any problems adhering to time or showing up late, I will know that I'm again falling behind or missing something in the equation, and that's what I need to change, and that's what I need to alter in order to succeed. The third soft skill goal that I definitely want to work on is social skills. I am going to be interacting with a whole class of new people. So I need to make sure that I'm able to communicate with them. They're able to trust me and communicate with me because, especially as a teaching assistant or mimicking the role of a professor, basically, I need to make sure that they can communicate with me openly and freely. And for that, I need to make sure that I make them feel comfortable enough to approach me. So I need to talk to them, engage with them, solve their problems whenever they may arise. These are things that would be very important with the social skills. And this would definitely help me in the future as well. Again, being a personal trainer, social skills are very important and something that I would definitely rely on when it comes to making a livelihood. And in terms of the success criteria, I would definitely just be happy if towards the end of the semester I can actually see a visible change where the students are approaching me to ask questions. Again, the smaller doubts, the easier questions that they know that I can answer, and they don't need to go directly to the professor. That would show that the social skills have actually improved, and making sure that I can actually interact with them. I can greet, I can talk to them, I can explain concepts to them very easily. That would show that I have succeeded in improving my social skills. The last thing that I will be discussing in this video journal is the hard skill goals that I'll be setting. I wouldn't think of them as hard skill goals rather than just workplace goals. And the first thing that I would want to focus on is helping underperforming students. Being an international student myself, I understand that we do have a little bit of difficulty when it comes to the language, as well as certain metaphors and in a gap in the understanding, the way the natives understand as opposed to the way that we understand, the way that we are educated from when we're younger is a little bit different than the natives. So there is definitely a gap. So helping them as well as helping honestly anyone who is underperforming, because this definitely is something very important to the role of a teacher or the role of a TA. As we do need that's why we're here. We are here to help people perform a little better than they usually do, at least. As that is very important, I know that the success criteria would just be ensuring that I can identify who is underperforming, communicating with the teacher and understanding who is underperforming, and making sure that I just give them a little bit more attention. As the professor themselves can't do that, as that would be considered unfair, but I definitely can put in a little bit of my own time and help them out a little bit more than the others that don't require as much help. So the success criteria would just be making seeing whether they actually do outperform themselves in future assessments and exams. The next thing that I would want to focus on is identifying and providing valuable feedback, especially after practical assessments. In our field specifically, knowing what you're doing wrong is most of the battle. because once you know that you're doing it wrong, you can correct it and be better. Although that is how it works on most things, especially in our field, this is very, very important. So in practical assessments, when somebody, like a student, performs a procedure incorrectly, it not only hurts them, but it hurts the client as well. So understanding that they're doing it wrong and providing the right feedback is very, very important, especially in a job like mine. Whether it is a personal trainer or a TA, I would definitely need to identify mistakes and correct them on the fly. Uh, with regards to success criteria, uh, as long as my feedback is similar to the professor's feedback, as again, due to their higher level of knowledge, if I'm able to get close to their understanding and what they see as a mistake, I know that I am also getting closer to that and identifying the same mistake. So that would definitely be one of the success criteria, and also making sure that the students are happier after hearing the feedback. They're satisfied with what they hear, and they understand the point that I'm trying to get through. That would definitely show that I'm succeeding in that. The last thing with regards to the hard skill goals or the workplace goals is teaching a class with minimal assistance. As I mentioned before, one of my responsibilities is teaching an entire block of a class, which is 2 hours. And I do get assistance from the teacher, but I would definitely like to see myself taken all the information from the previous classes and be able to teach the entire class with as little assistance as I can get. This would show that I have actually understood how to teach, or at least gone close to what the students require, and do not need too much assistance to reach the same level as a professor. With regards to how I would do this, I would simply say it's just practice, practice, practice. It is a practice that I'm not too familiar with regards to teaching classes itself. So as long as I'm in a class every day and learning from the professor, I'm sure I can mimic what she does effectively. In conclusion, I would like to say that the expectations for the workplace and the environment itself was matched with reality very well. Since I'm very familiar with the space, I wasn't expecting anything too out of the box. I knew exactly what to expect, and that was what was matched. And with regards to my roles and responsibility, even there, almost everything was matched with the exception of two things. One being me teaching the entire class, and the second one being me modifying a lot of material for the students. Then, when talking about the soft skill goals and the hard skill goals, I definitely did choose goals that are very important to me, and I definitely want to see myself succeed in. I have also established different methods to push myself to achieve those goals, and I do have the intrinsic motivation to do it myself as well. As I mentioned, these are very important goals to me. And finally, I have set aside metrics to measure how successful I would be in that. Some of them are more of a pass fail, or whether it's done or not, and doesn't have any levels of intensity to it. But some of them do can be measured with different intensities, whether it's a complete success, or if I was closer to complete success than I was before, or if I'm at the same place that I started off. Thank you.